Ayun, so let's go with the second part, no? Dito naman, mas, ano na lang naman to, mas, mas maikli na lang to na explanation. So, origin lang naman siya ng philosophy, no? History of philosophy lang naman siya. So, sa history of philosophy or origin of philosophy, ayun, common knowledge naman siya. Um, and this is already, nabanggit naman na siya sa module. So, hindi ko na siya masyado i-expound pa kasi wala naman na masyadong kailangan i-expound. Siguro, I'll just add some other details that natatandaan ko na wala dun sa module ninyo. Pero, ayun, tama yung sinabi na at least in what is written in history, philosophy started in Greece, no? Ang birthplace niya or nagsimula ang pamimilosofiya sa Greece, no? Particularly sa ancient Greek city of Miletus. Yung Miletus ay nasa western coast of what is Turkey. No, yung current country na Turkey, nasa western coast nun yung Miletus, yung ancient city of Miletus from ancient Greece, no, dati. So, doon na nagsimula yung philosophy at yung mga first philosophers sa mundo. And ito, something na ito na hindi nasa module ninyo, pero actually, nangyari yung ganon, or nagkaroon ng mga philosophers kasi yung ancient Greece of Miletus ay isang isang very wealthy, kumbaga, or hindi naman very, pero compared to other places, very wealthy siya na place kasi nga nasa coast sila, so it's a place of trade, no? So talagang maunlad yung Miletus. And dahil maunlad yung Miletus, there are certain people in their society na wealthy, na mayaman. And those wealthy people, sila actually yung naging mga first philosophers. So, makikita natin, no? Bakit mga mayayaman na tao or wealthy people yung naging philosophers? Well, it's connected with how socio-economic reality affects our actions or our way of life, our jobs, kumbaga, no, in the present, no? So, ayun, sagutin natin bakit. Kasi yung mga mayayaman that time, syempre, they have enough resources. They control the trade system or the economic system. So, sila yung actually may free time, kumbaga. May free time sila kasi they don't have to work as much in a day so that they can earn kasi nga mayaman sila, di ba? And dahil may free time sila, nagkaroon sila ngayon ng leverage and ng time and resources to actually philosophize, to actually have the time to think about things and to think about the explanation of things, no? Aside from that, of course, dahil mayaman sila, they have access to education, to early education, no? Pero actually kasi nga, during that time, wala pa naman kasing system of education, no? Wala pang university, wala pang schools. So, actually, more of yun lang nga, no? Na dahil may extra time sila, dahil mayaman sila, then, they had that leverage to think about things. And kaya sila yung mga naging first philosophers. Kasi yung syempre may yung mga laborers, yung mga mahihirap, syempre nagtatrabaho sila buong araw . So during the ancient Greek period, ayun, hindi sila naging philosophers kasi nga nagtatrabaho sila buong araw. So yung naging philosophers ay yung mga mayayaman. Okay, so that's it. That's the explanation, no? So, and one of these wealthy men, aristocrat men, yeah, mostly are men, no, during that time na philosophers, ay si Thales. And Thales is the first philosopher that was ever recorded, kumbaga. We don't know kung may mas nauna pa kay Thales, pero ayun, at least in history and in what we know, Thales is the first ever recorded philosopher. So siya ay nabuhay from 624 to 546 BCE. And ayun, dahil siya yung first ever na philosopher na na-record in history, then he is sometimes, regarded as the father of philosophy. So, ayun, si Thales, along with all his contemporaries or yung mga kasabayan niya na philosophers during his time, and actually the whole of ancient Greek philosophers, sila ay concerned about metaphysics. Pero more specifically about ontology. Pag sinabi natin ontology, it's a branch of philosophy which deals with the explanation of existence and of being. So yun na yun din naman yun, yung explanation kung paano nag-i-exist yung mga bagay at bakit sila nag-i-exist at kung nag-i-exist ba talaga sila. So yun yung main concern ng mga ancient Greek philosophers. So ito basically yung mga forefathers of philosophy or yung mga unang philosophers. So yung concern nila, nag-i-exist ba yung mga bagay? And kung nag-i-exist yung mga bagay, ano yung composition ng mga bagay? And the note, yung pinaka-questions nila ay ano yung substance ng mga bagay? Kasi, di ba, there are different things sa mundo. There are chairs, there are humans, there are rocks, there are animals. So, yung mga ancient philosophers, ngayon na nakita nila na there are different things sa mundo, ang gusto nilang malaman at that time, ano yung something common na nagko-compose or na meron sa lahat ng mga nag-i-exist sa mundo. So, ibig sabihin, ang question nila, ano yung pinaka-substance ng lahat ng bagay? Ayun. So, and for Thales, ang naging sagot na doon ay water. No? Sabi niya, life is water. So, everything that is living everything that is living has water in it. No? Lahat ng bagay sa mundo at lahat ng nabubuhay sa mundo ay may tubig. And because of that, water is the substance of everything. No, water is the, kumbaga, is the ultimate substance, no, or composition ng lahat ng bagay. Or water is present in all things, kumbaga. So, yun yung kay Thales. And nagsimula yun, actually marami siyang explanation about kung bakit water. Pero, in a more general explanation, dahil lang talaga kasi na-observe niya na sa halos lahat ng bagay, and lalo na sa mga buhay na bagay, or may buhay na bagay, ay may tubig, no? For example, sa isang puto ng isang halaman, ayun, makita niya, may tubig dito, no? And makita niya din yun sa iba pang mga bagay sa mundo. So, para sa kanya, okay, sige. So, baka tubig yung substance or yung common composition ng lahat ng bagay. Sinabi kong substance, that's it ha. Substance minsan interchangeable din siya with essence, substance and essence. Though substance kasi more on, pag sa philosophy kapag sinabing substance, that means usually na what is the ultimate, kumbaga, ultimate composition of a thing, or what makes a thing, no, what makes a chair. So that's substance. Pwede na, minsan ginagamit din yung essence to refer to that, but sometimes essence as well is referred to as the purpose of a thing. No? So, di ba magkaiba siya? Iba yung what makes a thing, and what is the purpose of a thing. No? It's two different things. So, ayun. Ayun, just to be clear about it. So ayun. So, basically, yun lang naman yung parang pinaka mabilis na explanation kung saan nanggaling yung philosophy. Of course, after Thales, may mga sumunod pa sa kanyang philosophers and nag-progress yung philosophy, no, all throughout hanggang sa ngayon. So, ayun, for example, sige, bigyan kita ng iba pang examples ng philosophers na ancient philosophers ha. May nagsabi din, for example, I forgot the name, pero ayun, meron kasing mga nagsasabi na, for example, after ni Thales, may nagsabi na hindi actually tubig or hindi water yung substance, fire actually. So sabi doon, fire yung substance ng mga bagay kasi fire is changing, 'di ba, yung kalayo, it's always moving. So parang based on observing sa mundo, nasabi ng philosopher na to na everything is changing. So baka fire yung although that's a very simple explanation, no, mas complex pa yung explanation niya, pero basically that's the essence of the explanation. Ayun, may nagsabi din na hangin or actually hindi lang hangin, hindi lang tubig, pero different elements, kumbaga, so water, fire, gano'n. Parang siyang avatar, gano'n. Pero ayun, may mga nagsabi talaga na philosophers. Tapos ayun, pero in essence, sa time ng ancient philosophy or ancient Greek philosophy at least, yun yung mga tanong, no? What is the substance of the things on earth? Ano yung pinaka-composition ng lahat ng bagay na nag-exist? Yun. Now, after, sige, punta tayo sa timeline ng philosophy. So, yun yung una, ancient philosophy. Ancient Greek philosophy. No? After ancient Greek philosophy, pupunta tayo ngayon sa mag-evolve ngayon yung philosophy sa medieval philosophy. Now, sa medieval philosophy, hindi na masyado naging concern yung mga tao about the substance, ganon. Pero more on, napunta sila ngayon sa explanation ng mga bagay based on religion and based on the existence of God or a supreme being. It's not God per se. So, ayun. Yun yung medieval philosophy, or tinatawag din siyang dark ages, yung medieval times. Kasi, ayun, during this time, ang main source or authority of knowledge of everything, no, ay yung hindi naman Catholic Church, pero more on yung church, no, yung simbahan. So, ayun, edi syempre, parang kasama yung theology dun sa philosophy, no, nung mga time na ito. Tapos kaya din siyang tinatawag minsan na Dark Ages kasi ayun nga, parang uso this time yung pag-gatekeep, if you know the term gatekeeping, no, or ayun yung paglilimit sa mga philosophers. Kasi if they publish or write something that can be detrimental or can be destructive to religion or to the church, to the teachings, ayun, may mga cases wherein pinapasunog yung mga work nila, pinapa-exile sila, ganon. Ayun, for example, di ba si Galileo Galilei, hindi naman siya philosopher, pero ayun, yung mga ganong klaseng instances na if a philosophy or an idea is not consistent with the teachings of the church, then it is deemed as heretic. it is deemed as something that is evil and should not be discussed, no? So ayun nga din, kaya ganon. Is madami nga din pinasunog ng mga libro, mga ganong bagay, mga academic works during this time. Ayun. So predominance talaga siya ng religion. Now, after that, fast forward tayo, after the ancient philosophy, pupunta tayo sa next period of philosophy, which is the modern philosophy. Now, modern philosophy naman, dito yung enlightenment na tinatawag. If you're familiar with world history, ito yung enlightenment part, the enlightenment period. Enlightenment period, tinatawag siyang enlightenment period kasi for one explanation ay during this period, nauso yung concept of individualism or concept of that we as individuals can actually we are capable of knowing things and of using our reason as an individual. Ayun. So, sige, ganito na lang para mas malinaw siya na explanation. Nag-pave way yung transition from the church-dominated medieval philosophy to the modern philosophy. It happened because of the fall of the church itself, of the Roman Church, and of Rome itself, no? So, dahil sa bumagsak yung Rome, bumagsak din yung church and yung influence niya. At nung bumagsak yung church, no, nawala yung influence ng church, naghanap ngayon yung mga tao ng ibang kakapitan, kumbaga, or ibang pag-iisipan, pag-aaralan, ganun. So, hindi na sila naging concerned about the existence of God, about God. Mas ang naging concern na nila, ayun nga, yung concern ng Enlightenment period, which is the self, individualism, ganon. Tapos, aside from that, ayun, yung mga sciences. Dito na din umusbong yung mga sciences. So, yun, yung mga sciences dito na umusbong. Yung chemistry, yung physics, yung biology. Yun, kasi kasama din sa Enlightenment period at sa modern times, kumbaga, yung yung kumbaga isang general science lang dati or yung empirical science lang dati, nag-branch out siya into different specific fields of sciences. So ayun nga, nagkaroon ng chemistry, nagkaroon ng physics, nagkaroon ng biology na naghiwa-hiwalay sila, no? And partly that's because ayun nga, yung idea of individualism na ayun, parang we don't have to rely on one institution, no, for knowledge. So kaya nagkaroon ng mga different fields kasi nga yung mga tao, they started venturing by themselves, they started studying by themselves. Ayun, ano pa ba? So ayun yung modern philosophy. So sa modern philosophy naman, ang mas topic ay about politics. Ayun na, yun yung sinasabi ko kaninang naghahanap sila ng ibang kakapitan, no? Kasi wala na yung religion, no? And when religion was out, politics was in. So yung state ngayon, no, yung government ngayon yung naging panibagong dominant force in society. Since wala na yung religion, yung state, yung government, yung kinapitan ngayon ng mga tao. So, kaya ang mga naging pag-aaral, mga naging ideas ay about din the state. So, ayun, kaya ayun, during modern philosophy, ito yung mga uso that time, no, yung theories about the state, ethics, no, siyempre kasi kasama na yun sa pag-aaral ng politics, no, ethics. Ayun, basically yun yung mas concern ng mga tao. It's about how a person lives and what yung how, why, nung kung paano nabubuhay yung mga tao as an individual and also as part of a society. So, ayun. Yun yung mas concern ng mga tao dito, no? Ano pa ba? What can I say? Ayun. Ayun. Pero disclaimer, this is just a very loose explanation of the history of philosophy. Of course, we can go into detail about that. Pero, ayun. I think for now, since this is just an introduction, a loose and a more general explanation to you will be sufficient. Kasi, for example, as a course, we have a specific subject for just one period of philosophy, and we take that for a whole semester, no? That's just one subject or that's just one period of philosophy. So, hindi ko talaga may explain lahat in detail, no? Pero ayun, yun naman yung essence nun in summary nun. So ayun, di ba? From ancient philosophy, napunta tayo sa medieval philosophy. Then napunta na tayo sa modern philosophy. Now sa modern philosophy, after that, no, so after modern philosophy, meron naman ngayon yung contemporary philosophy. So basically, contemporary philosophy is the now of philosophy. What is now in philosophy? And maraming ng areas of studies in contemporary philosophy. Pero in contemporary philosophy, mas ang mga popular topics, no, or popular trend of studies ay about mga contemporary issues natin. So, for example, gender, sexuality, democracy. Ano pa ba? Ayun, yung mga contemporary phenomena sa mundo. Yun yung mga naging areas of studies na kasama din sa contemporary philosophy, yung pag-aaral, for example, ng language, no? Language din na din nagsimula, no? So, how do we come up with language, no? Communication din, of course, kasama na sa language. Ayun, yun yung contemporary philosophy. Basically, everything that is studied now ay parte nung contemporary philosophy. Truth, ayun, yung mga ganong bagay pala. Truth, meaning, no? The study of meaning, kasi nga language. The study of meaning, the study of truth, and as well as post-truth. Kasi contemporary philosophy din yung you call this postmodernism, yun. So yun, kasama din yun sa contemporary philosophy, no? Kasi ayun nga, dati hindi naman pinag-aaral ano nga ba yung truth, gano'n. Pero ngayon, ayun, mas na doon, parang nablur kasi at this time yung concept ng truth. So ayun, kasama na yun sa pinag-aaralan ngayon. Ano nga ba yung truth? Paano natin masasabi na truth yung isang bagay? You know? So, ayun. For example, to put it in a more context, to contextualize it. For example, ngayon, parang 'di ba, ang hirap ngayon ma-identify kung ano yung totoo kasi sobrang daming fake news, ganun. So, what is truth, no, in the existence and in the phenomena of fake news? So ayun, example yun ng mga contemporary kumbaga topics. Ayun. So basically that's the timeline of philosophy. Yun lang naman yun. And I think yun na yung pwede kong nabigay na explanation or discussion when it comes to the second topic, which is the origin of philosophy. Ayun. Of course, we can have a separate discussion about each each period or philosophy. Pero if you want lang naman, no, you can tell me. But we can have a separate schedule or time for that.